We are live. Welcome everyone to the Hennessy Performance League booth. My name is always Joker. With me in the booth we have the Alfa Romeo team owner, Porchy. Porchy, say hello.
Hello.
Round 8 here tonight. Qatar. Everyone says it differently, but it is round 8. Getting close to the end of the championship, so you know what that means. We have to look at the points, obviously, just to see who's in the mix. Obviously, as each round goes on, we get to get a clear picture of who's in the championship fight, who's not. But 15 minutes, short qualifying session. We will be restarting this session, just so a host closer to the East Coast, since I am West Coast, has a more clear, better lobby first, so there's no lag.
Something that I do want to bring up, like you said, the championship. It's a very tight constructors battle. The top three are only separated by 21 points. So, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri, and Alfa Romeo, who have climbed up pretty fast these last couple of races. So it should be pretty interesting to see what will happen here. Obviously, this is going to be a pretty fast race because this track is pretty fast, as we see Movement retire. That's a DNM qualifying, unfortunate. So
Was that
Movement
a
will
wreck?
not be able to
Oh,
settle.
Sharp's around.
That
Sharp
was.
in the wall.
Oh, that's not good.
New to F1, debut, first race, already having issues.
He probably lost. What probably happened is he just probably just got too much overcorrection and just ran into the wall. But luckily, he's still continuing. He's got to be careful here though, because he's going through the tightest part of the track, um, and it's a long way back to the pit lane. Luckily, there's not really anyone else behind him who's started a lap, so he should be out of the way without any issue. But fortunately, he is still able to continue, even though he's damaged his front wing. He's gonna have to go back to the pit lane to repair that.
Freedom, top of the board, 22-4. Team Air Jordan on a lap now. Baseball Kid right behind him as well. I believe this is a Williams in front of him. It is Mike G, Captain Dead Dad, coming across the line now. His first lap, 24-7. Mike G will be next, and then shortly after will be the Haas of Team Air Jordan. Mike G goes second. Team Air Jordan goes sixth. Baseball Kid top of the board. One thing to point out here that we will have to keep track of, as you can see, no second Alfa Romeo, which means no spin and win. So opportunities for Gary, who I believe didn't score any points last week, to extend that championship lead with a D1 caliber driver of spin and win not here.
Yeah, that'll definitely give the opportunity for Garrison to extend his championship lead, like you said. But it'll be an interesting race. Garrison's still in the pit lanes, so I assume he's just waiting to see what lap times everyone's putting down before he goes out and goes on his run. A couple of people coming to the line now to set their lap.
Go Boom jumped up to second in the Red Bull, set the fastest first sector in the Red Bull, splitting the two Mercedes.
He's only two hundredths off of Baseball Kids, so not that far off the pole. But honestly, from pole position to P6, it's pretty close. It's only 7/10, which can be easily made here at this track.
One thing to point out, though, as I believe Small is on a enters lap, so we will just ignore him. But overtaking really difficult. As you can see, only one DRS zone, and that's the main straight. Obviously, it's a pretty long straight. Oh, Darludo. But really difficult to overtake compared to other tracks where there's usually 2 to 3 or even 4 DRS zones. So, be interesting to see what happens. As Darludo, purple sector 2, he might go fastest in the Aston Martin. Both Aston Martins here tonight.
Yep, and coming out of the last corner, this is easily going to get pole. I'm not sure by how much, though. It's going to be in the 121s for sure, I think. Oh, no, 122 flat, but still 2/10 faster than Baseball Kid and the Mercedes.
Yep, and that's the end of the first round of qualifying, or not the first round, but like the first laps that everyone set. Everyone should be able to do 3 runs.
Garrison, the championship leader, is starting his lap now, and he's on the mediums, so we'll see what he can do here as he goes into turn 1.
Here we're going to get on board with our championship leader in the AlphaTauri. Constructors leader as well, I believe.
Yeah, they're leading by a little bit, not by much though, but they do have the lead. So it'll be interesting as we. Oh, that's not good.
I believe that's Sharp, right?
It is.
Or is that Marner?
Again,
nope. Yep, that is Sharp.
Into the wall once more, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, this is not NASCAR, unfortunately, so I know.
This time, though, he's able to keep his wing intact. I'm not sure if he has any front wing damage, but his tires are certainly not in the prime condition as they once were.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need a lot of help from drivers like Mike G, Color, KU, assuming they're all in a party together, just to kind of help him along, kind of guide him through the race and just what to do. Make sure you're out of the way of people, as Gary's going to complete his lap now. P10 on the mediums though, but a second off, or almost 2 or more than 2 seconds off. Gary usually has these funky strategies during qualifying and during the race, so I don't really understand the reason to use the mediums when when we're restarting the lobby anyway, so you might as well just throw all the softs away now. You're going to get a free set and a fresh set when we restart the lobby.
Yeah, definitely, but I assume he doesn't realize that, but one of the reasons why I think he's doing this is because he's actually on a push lap now. He's using his ERS, so what he actually did is his first time lap, he didn't use any ERS, but his second lap, the one he's on now, he's using the ERS and the tires are up to temperature with the medium tires. And so expect this lap to be a lot quicker than his initial lap, but like you said, it's not going to matter anyways, because we're making a new lobby. But if we weren't, if he were to be pretty far up on the grid, then he would be able to use, or be able to have an extra set of softs in the race.
But
it goes P5.
Yeah, P5 on a set of mediums is really impressive. That could be pole on a set of softs if he just nails that lap.
Gary. It easily would be pole. He's only about 4/10 off in pole on the medium tires, and with 2 laps being run on those tires.
Yeah, on board with Freedom right now in the Mercedes. Said 22.4 was a bad lap for him on those softs. Let's see what he does in Sector 1. 900's up. So helicopter goes over the house and Freedom goes off the track. Track doesn't give him the invalidation though. One thing I wanted to point out, the laps I've run track invalidations are really, really strict. They do not play any games. So,
especially through this section, you got to nail this section in order to get the perfect lap. And oh, a little lift there, but still clean so far.
that was a good corner right there.
Got to avoid the yellow curbs right here, and he does.
And did he?
A little bit of understeer.
I thought
a little bit of understeer, but it should be a good lap, and it might be pole.
Oh
no, just seconds.
Yeah, really improved on that first or the final sector. You saw he really was committed. That final sector probably has about what 80% on throttle time. You're full throttle for 3 corners straight. But a good lap for Freedom. Baseball is invalidated. Let's get on board with Darludo. Darludo's invalidated as well. Gonna get on board with Pins in the Ferrari. Reserving for Big Jim. Jim and Ballstick are taking their talents to iRacing tonight for the Daytona week in top split.
It looks like Ken has already done his lap because his tires are pretty dirty, and his lap is a 25.5. But let's see here. Looks like everyone is just now finishing the second stint in qualifying, for the most part.
Yeah, everyone's getting through their second laps now. Sharp's on his lap in the Alpine. Just for him, just trying to get as much laps in as possible. Just trying to get comfortable with the car. Obviously, with him it being on strict settings, he's probably going to get about 20 seconds of penalties, maybe even more.
Yeah. But, you know, everyone starts somewhere.
Get on board with Logan Eamon. The Aston Martin was a 10th up in Sector 1. Three-tenths up Sector 2, purple Sector 2, apparently. Oh, really? Oh, he had to lift. Yep, that's an invalidation. You do not have to lift. You have to, if you want to get a good lap as my phone falls, you have to stay committed throughout that whole sector. No lifting. That should be pretty easy in the race, too, on harder tires as well.
And with bigger fuel load as well. But, yeah, you gotta stay committed the entire time. Like, one little lift, and you'll lose probably about 2/10 easily just through that little section. So really, I mean, this entire track you have to be on top of your game as far as setting the perfect lap, because there's a lot of technical corners on this track, which makes it unique and very challenging as well.
Yeah, 3 minutes to go. Captain coming in. Pins should be in not that far after him. But pretty close at the top. I definitely thought Darludo was gonna run away with it. He might. Oh, Pins missed pit road. He's gonna stop and reverse. He's just gonna have to hope and get back in the pit lane before the game DQs him. He does. That saved him there to get another set of tires on. And
well, it looks like both the Alpines are on their laps right now. Time lapse actually, both on softs. So we'll see what they can do. Or not the Alpines, the AlphaTauri, excuse me.
Yeah, Red Bull coming back out. One thing I wanted to point out, small NASCAR, P15 in the McLaren. His teammate's 16th. We still have one more driver joining when we do the reset, so nothing to worry about there. But small, after that Monaco win, has just kind of been really downhill from here on out. Gary set his first lap of softs, and he goes to P5. I love the close times. Darludo all the way down to KU, even number 7, Bobby Love, in 7th. Only 7/10 of a difference.
Oh yeah, for sure. And honestly, you pointed out small. with the Monaco win. It honestly has shocked me that he's not really a part of the championship fight anymore. Because at the start of the season, he was, the man to beat because he was really consistent. But now he's really hit that mid-season struggle, as a lot of people call that.
Yeah, Mike G starting his lap. Baseball Kid started his lap as well. Everyone out on the track. Team Air Jordan won't set another lap. Old number 7 won't set another lap. Ted Pins won't set another lap. They won't have enough time to get out on the track and get back to the line before the minute ends. So this is your laps right here. Make them count. I believe the first person to come across the line and will set an official lap will be Mike G. Everyone else after him. Mike G, purple sector 2. Oh, he lifted though. You gotta stay committed.
He was about 2/10 up, but he probably lost a little bit of time there. Not sure how much he's going to improve through this last sector. 15 seconds left, so if you got to get to the line, you got to do it now.
Not a bad lap. He might. I don't think he'll get a tow from the McLaren in front of him. Though. Not going to be pole, but he will improve. P5.
P5.
Baseball Kid coming across the line now. Does he improve? He goes fastest.
Just barely over Darluto, but Darluto is improving by quite a bit, I think.
Gonna get on board with Freedom. He'll be the next person across the line. I think next after that will be the Alpine. Freedom top of the board. What does the Alpine do?
21.8.
Marner goes P11. That's the end of his qualifying. We're gonna get on board with the Aston Martin.
Darluto's not improving at much at all, so this could be trouble for Darluto, as he's not really improving by that much. It was only about a 10th going through Sector 1.
One person to watch, the Red Bull. Go Boom, 3/10 up on his time. He still has a few tenths to gain here in this final corner.
Oh, those yellow curves, he got that just a little bit. That might have costed him a little bit of time, and he's run out of ERS. We're not sure how this is going to be for him.
Oh, he goes fastest! 121.7.
10th over Freedom, and Darluto coming out of the last corner now, down the main straight.
Darluto, Gary, Small, the final 3 to set a lap. Darluto goes fastest. What can Gary do on his lap? Gary improves P5 barely. What can Small do in the McLaren? Off the line, that will be the end of qualifying. Porch, you can back out and start setting up the lobby.
All right.
Interesting qualifying there. Darluto, you said he wasn't improving. Got it at the end there.
Yeah, so it looked like everyone, for the most part, really improved in those last few minutes of qualifying with how much the track has been, rubbered in and the track grip overall improving for these drivers.
Yeah, pretty close at the top. Darluto kind of got away there at the end, 121.5, but Go Boom, Freedom, Baseball, all within 2/10 of each other. Yep, everyone can leave. We will be getting these invites out. So then, just make sure you send the mass of them invites, and then, or including myself, and then we'll get going here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But good lap for Darluto there. Obviously, more than likely should be in D1, but taking the opportunity here to get some laps if he does indeed race tomorrow. Now I will go blue screen to invite the majority of these people. Okay. Sent most of the people invites. Maybe send Go Boom another invite. But while we try and get all these drivers in, we will go through the point standings. Obviously, oops, I'm looking at D1. Obviously, Garrison, 87 points, leading the points by 4. 2 spin and win, but no spin and win here tonight. I will send... I sent you the results of qualifying, but yeah, spin and win, -4 behind the AlphaTauri. Not here, big opportunity for Gary to extend that lead. Then there's Logan Aim, 68 points, 19 points behind, starting behind the AlphaTauri here tonight. So gonna need a little bit of luck on his side to get him back going. But then P3 or P4, small NASCAR. I think this could have been a really big race to bounce back at. 29 points behind, but 3 races where he didn't, or 4 races, excuse me, where he has not scored points. And the other 3 races, he finished in the podium spot.
Yeah, definitely. And it should be interesting to see what kind of strategy everyone's going to go on, since this is a new lobby and everyone's going to get that extra set of softs that can be vital towards the strategy. Some strategies I could see soft, medium, medium, medium to hards, maybe even hards to soft. Who knows? Just waiting on, I believe, 2 more people to join.
Yeah, we'll just go through the grid. We're still waiting on the Red Bull driver of Go Boom, and then the Haas of Team Air Jordan, if you can send them invites as well, and then that will be our grid.
Alright.
Team Air Jordan and Go Boom. Apparently for our baseball fans, I know Baseball Kid is a Yankees fan. Aaron Judge has hit 3 home runs in this game, and they're still under 500. So you can get happy all you want, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
And I believe that is the next person that has joined.
Go Boom and Team Jordan. And then before we begin, just I'll go through all the settings or the starting grid one more time, just to make sure
Yep.
everyone's in the right position.
Gonna be doing that now.
So on pole, Darludo. Second place, Go Boom. Third place, Freedom. Fourth place, Baseball Kid. Fifth place, Garrison. Sixth place, Mike G. 7th place, Logan Aim. 8th place, KU. 9th place, Old Number 7. 10th place, Team Air Jordan. 11th place, Marner. 12th place, Captain Dead Dad. 13th, Pens. 14th, Sharp. 15th, Small NASCAR. 16th, Movement. And then rounding out the grid, it will be Color VII in the Ferrari. Okay, and then once you are ready, Porchy, I will tell them to ready up.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I believe I have the grid correctly set. First being Darludo, second being Freedom Flyer, third being Baseball Kid, fourth being TTV Go Boom.
Second will be Go Boom. Sorry to cut you off, but second will be Go Boom.
All right.
And then third will be Freedom, fourth Baseball,
Yep.
and then you can continue with the
Fifth,
rest.
Garrison. Sixth, KU Ball.
Sixth will be Mike
Seventh.
G.
All right. Sixth will be Mike G. And
Seventh
fifth
will
is
be
Garrison.
Logan. Yes, seventh will be Logan Aim.
Yep. Eighth will be KU Ball, correct?
Yes.
All right. Ninth will be Old Number 7. Correct?
Yes. You can just keep going, and then I'll cut you off if there's one.
All right. Team Air Jordan 10th. Always Martins in 11th. Dead Dad in 12th. Pens in 13th. Sharp in 14th. Small NASCAR in 15th. Movement in 16th. And Color VI in 17th.
Yes, so...
All right.
Okay, we are good to ready up and get this race going.
And all the lobby settings should be correct.
Okay. Before we, as they load into the lobby and get their setups in, just gonna go for picks to win, or even a driver that'll stand out that you're looking at here tonight, and you have the floor.
Honestly, I mean, you got to look at the championship leader, Garrison. He's been up the front most of the season, and honestly, I think he can be consistent enough to, not get any penalties, and not only that, have the pace as well. And not another person I want to keep eye on is Darludo as well, who has very fast pace, and you know who's going to be up the front.
Yeah, I will be looking at small NASCAR, obviously towards the back of the grid here tonight. Again, just when will the pace come back for the McLaren. Showed a lot of pace in the races he did score points in, and he's finished first, second, and third with them. So the pace is there. Just the determination and the drive has to be there as well.
Yeah, not only that, you just have to clean up the mistakes as well, because really after his Monaco win, I mean, it's really been pretty rough for him in this middle part of the season.
Yeah, hopefully to see an interesting title fight, I'll be looking at small as well. So apparently someone hit the ready up. We're gonna find out who did. But here we go. Member formation lap is on for the race. I almost said Mercedes. Gonna just go through the field, and people did not get their setups in because someone hit the but a big mix throughout the field.
Yeah, it's honestly quite surprising. You got a couple of people on mediums, really a mix, like you said, a mix of variety. A couple of people on mediums, some soft runners and hard runners as well. So it's really, there's not really a tire that most of the people are on that, that are pretty high up. It's, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out at the start. Obviously, the starts of these races are always crazy. As you get to feel it pretty spread out in the formation lap, so I'm not sure what's going on here.
Yeah, Mike G said he did not get his setup in, unfortunately. Just whoever readied up, and unfortunately, I think they probably will get a 2-race qualifying ban, because whoever it is, we'll probably have to find out later on after the race. But we let them know. We made it clear. So but just to give a quick breakdown, 4 drivers on softs: Mike G, KU, Bobby Love, Color. We have 7 drivers on mediums: Darludo, Freedom Flyer, Baseball Kid, Team Air Jordan, Always Marnes, Captain Dead Dad, and Ted Pins. And then we have 5 people on hards: Garrison, Logan Aim, Sharp, Small, and Movement. So we go to the 5 red lights at Qatar. And we are underway. Looks like a great start for Darludo. Go Boom in second, trying to get a good start. Freedom going around the outsider. That's Baseball Kid. Down into turn 1 they go. Pretty clean start for the front 4 or 5. Still mixing up back in the pack. Sharp lost a few positions already. The 3 wide, that's not going to work.
Yeah, someone's got to give their...
Small up to P13 on the hards. Side by side movement up to 14th. Color up to 15th on those softs.
Yeah, everyone's getting situated pretty quickly as everyone's getting single file. That was close.
So Marner on the mediums. His first race. He's spinning out the 3 wide. That's definitely not going to work. Movement's around. He saved it. What a save. Oh, the 3 wide. That's not going to work. Just get out of this. G up to 5th. Gary down to 6th. Darluto leads. Go Boom 2nd. Freedom 3rd. Or Baseball Kid 3rd, excuse me. Freedom 4th. Mike G 5th.
The biggest mover so far, I think, has been Pins in the Ferrari. He's up to P11, eyeing in on that McLaren of Small NASCAR, who's in P10, and just up ahead of him is the Alfa Romeo of KU Ball and the AlphaTauri of Old Number. So pretty tight field so far in this first lap.
Yeah, on board with Freedom now, kind of losing touch with the front 3. Your main goal is to kind of just stay in the DRS. We've seen, you can just look, this corner right here that they're all going through now is the hardest braking point on this track, which means ERS is going to be really difficult to save. So, oh, KU's already out.
That's DNF.
Does that bring out a safety car potential VSC? That doesn't. There's a big wreck in the back though. Look at that. Big wreck. Ferrari's around. VSC is out.
Pins got, I think, turned by someone.
Color is out. Unfortunate for him. Oh, KU. He probably. It looks like he retired manually. Looks like the full safety car is out.
No, is it?
Well, there's the safety car in turn 1. The car is actually out.
Now it's the safety car. Now it's a VSC. This is going to be interesting because this really helps the soft runners of Old Number and Mike G to extend that soft stint just a little bit here during the safety car, because we're gonna go green probably around lap maybe 6 or 7 if I had to guess.
So Porchi, they are asking us to restart the race. Since we are the only 2 stewards available, that is our choice.
I mean, considering someone did ready up and didn't allow everyone to get the setup in, I honestly think that should be the case.
Okay, well, it is your decision. And we will be restarting the race, so I will ask you to back out.
Yep. Yeah, whoever readied up immediately is probably gonna get a pretty severe penalty.
Yeah, we just have to find out who that was. I will take a picture of the current order. Everyone can back out. Yeah, so everyone's retiring now. They can back out. No, won't be penalized, but for the driver that thank you, Porchi. Yeah, unfortunately, it's on the drivers here. There's nothing we can do as booth members. The drivers just can't be eager to ready up. We will restart in the order of the qualifying. I think that's the fairest thing to do.
Oh yeah, sure. It definitely is.
Fortunately, a little bit longer race and just issues than normal, but that's D2 for you. And we will take another time again to get these guys in. I will invite people in simp. Yeah, unfortunately, I know people have stuff to do, but people just can't be eager to ready up, and there's nothing we can do about that. It's on the drivers themselves. And trust me, this is annoying for us to continue to restart. So, yeah, and this was kind of a clean start too. So, just really unfortunate set of circumstances. But still waiting on a few, still waiting on Baseball Kid. Okay, all 17 are in, so you can start setting up the grid now. Trust me, frustrating for us as well, as stewards, because the race is supposed to start about 20, 25 minutes ago. So, Corchi, are you here with the grid ready?
Yes, I do believe. Let's just go through this again so I don't make any errors with this. Let's see here. Oh, we are missing someone.
And that is the pole sitter Darludo, but he has 60 seconds. He said he is joining.
Alright.
So just go through the grid again.
So, ignoring Darludo because he's on pole. Second, TTV Go Boom. Then it's Freedom Flyer, Baseball Kid, Garrison, Mike G, Logan Aim, KU, Old Number 7, Team Air Jordan, Always Learns, Captain Dead Dad, Pens, Sharp, Movement, Small NASCAR, and Color VI.
Yes. So just waiting on.
Alright.
Darludo, and then we can get started. And I feel bad for guys like, especially the guys that gained a lot of spots. I know Ted Pence gained a lot of spots there. Especially if they get DNF'd here, then it'll be really, really unfortunate for those guys. But
Yeah, definitely.
okay, Darludo is in. Just make sure you
All
bump him up
right.
to.
And he is on pole. All right. So that should be good with everything.
Okay.
All right. Everything should be good. So we are good to ready up.
Trying this for the third time, or this is this the third time? Technically, this is the third time, but yeah, unfortunately, maybe we can see. We can't see from the starting screen, so said Darludo got kicked.
Luckily, he does have the formation lap to join back.
Okay, so at 55, they will have the option to start. Yeah, but if we find out who it is the first time, they will be getting a 3 qualifying race ban. So, okay, they do have the option to ready up. They had 2 minutes. Shouldn't take 2 minutes to put in a setup regardless, but Yeah, this is interesting because now doesn't say Darludo's in the lobby. So,
Okay, that's odd.
but kind of similar strategies here to again in the second race. I big change freedom on the hards, baseball on the mediums,
Mm-hmm.
but still four, the same four on softs, and then another. I believe it's 6-4-4 or 6-5-4. Six mediums, five hards, four softs. A lot of people, or two, three people,
Missing their
disqual.
grid slots.
Yeah. Trying this for the third time round. 5 red lights to the Qatar GP. And it's lights out, and away we go. Freedom gets an interesting start. Baseball Kid P2 on the outside. Go Boom clears in P1. Garrison up to P4. There might be 3 wide between Gary and Baseball Kid. Does he give him room? Oh, he's going to push him out. Baseball gets a little bit loose. There's a wreck in the back. Big wreck in the back. Who is that? Small in it. Captain Dead Dad. This is what I was talking about. The drivers that get involved in something that weren't involved in the first race. Go Boom leads. Freedom P2. Gary up to P3. Good start for him. Baseball P4 on the mediums.
Yeah, Gary got a pretty good start. He and Baseball were making a little bit of contact with each other, banging wheels, and that's how Gary was able to get by the Mercedes there.
Yeah, the 3 drivers involved in that were Sharp, Small, Captain Dead Dad, the tail end of the field. Baseball Kid in 4th here. Mike G on the softs in 5th. Oh, number 7, Bobby Love in 6th. Logan Abe 7th.
KU in the pit lane here. What's going on here?
He probably was someone that was involved in that first lap little scrum. I know him and Captain Dead Dad started near each other.
Oh yeah, he's missing his right end plate, so he made contact somehow with someone. Going on the hard tires. Gonna have to hope for a safety car, unfortunately.
Unfortunate for Darludo. Pole sitter gives an opportunity for one of these guys, Go Boom, Freedom, Baseball Kid, to get their first F1 win, with Darludo not in the race, unfortunately.
And this actually hurts Aston Martin a lot in the constructors, because now you only have one car in the race, and it's Logan Aim down in P7, and AlphaTauri, who are just behind Aston Martin, are ahead of them with both cars of old number 7 and Garrison. So that really hurts them a lot.
Freedom's getting a 3-second time
Oh,
penalty.
That was close. He had
Already
a big
3
overcorrection.
seconds.
Yeah. Freedom had a really big overcorrection. Here comes
Gary had
Baseball
over
from the
6.
inside. Baseball's going to lose a spot here to Garrison.
Gary's going to get by him. He knows 3-second time penalty. Probably faster than Freedom already. Getting 3 seconds. Going to be a long night for Freedom. That's the main thing I told Freedom. He's quick, but the mistakes, you just got to kind of, you know, limit these mistakes if you want to have a chance to win this race.
Definitely, for sure. Because if there's a late safety car and you have a 3-second penalty, the best chance is you're going to jump down the order if there's anyone around you without that penalty.
Yeah, there's a big gap. 5 seconds. Movement. P8. Team Air Jordan P9. Pens P10. I don't know what. Oh, Color's going for a move on Marnes. He gets that placed.
So something happened.
Yeah, because there's a big gap.
It had to have been with KU because he was in 9th at the time, and this is where the gap really is. So something had to have happened. I'm not sure what exactly, but something happened to some of these drivers that caused this really big gap because it's only increasing now. So this top 6 rather, is going to be in a giant DRS train, and really it's just 2 separate groups pretty much.
Marnes 3 seconds.
Gets a 3-second penalty.
Everyone in the DRS now. Baseball Kid going by his teammate.
Freedom's just going to let him go. There's no point to fight that.
Yeah, on the softer compound for Baseball. Baseball has to. So he almost loses the car. He has to be aggressive in this situation to kind of put pressure on Gary and Go Boom on the hard tires while you have the advantage. Same with Mike G as well. If you're Mike G, you need to get by Freedom on those hards.
One thing is, you know, from racing this track, just in general, you know, like you said, there's not a lot of heavy braking points, so it's going to be very hard to save your ERS. So really the only way you'll be able to get to a full battery of, you know, ERS is if a safety car comes out or a VSC that lasts really long, because if you use it and there's not any type of safety car for the rest of the race, you're going to be in trouble here because, you know, especially down the long main straight, there's no way you're going to be able to defend.
Oh, Baseball Kid.
ERS. Oh, Mike G.
That's a save.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because of that, it's dropped out of the DRS to the top 4, so the top 4 are pretty much gone for the most part. Freedom gonna elect to stay behind his teammates.
Yeah, Baseball Kid has, just look at the ERS usage. There's Logan and Mike G are side by side for 5th and 6th. Mike G's able to hold off the Aston Martin on the hards. But if you're Baseball, just, I think Freedom's kind of faster, but Baseball kind of needs to use some of his ERS.
Yeah, obviously he has 89%, so he needs to be able to use enough of it to get into the DRS. That way he can not only get into the DRS himself, but also pull on Freedom as well. Freedom with another 3-second penalty.
Freedom might get 10, 15, 20 seconds the way he's going right now. Already with 6, and it's not even 5 full laps in, but Penn's with a 3 seconds as well. Might see a pass for the lead here.
Yeah. I'm not sure though, because Garrison does have less ERS than Go Boom, but I'm not sure. As we see, AlphaTauri actually go flying by. That's not what I expected to see, to be honest, considering how little of ERS Garrison has, because this straight is pretty long. But Go Boom honestly, compared to baseball, Go Boom and Garrison doesn't do not have that much ERS, and baseball they might. It's kind of hard to say because like they might not baseball might not be able to catch them down the main straight because of the DRS, but I think over the course of the next few laps, because baseball has so much more ERS just in general, I think over time the Mercedes duo will close that gap naturally.
Yeah, kind of being a race engineer as well. Obviously, they can't hear me, but just trying to send messages in our team chat. Sharp gets a 3-second time penalty. Kind of impressive for him to only get 3. I think if he can end the race with 9 to 12, I consider that a good race for Sharp in his first F1 race.
Oh yeah, for sure. And not only that, whoa, that's a big snap from baseball.
Freedom lost his DRS as well. So Baseball Kid and Freedom in the same party, so
we see a pass for 6th. Old number 7 goes by Mike G, up to P6. Oh, Garrison with
Gary,
the
3 seconds.
That's going to be costly because you got Go Boom right behind him, who doesn't have any penalties. So that'd be interesting to see how this plays out here.
Long way to go, though. Still more than 20 laps of racing to go, Team Air Jordan. I would be shocked. The way you're going to win this race is just by getting no penalties.
Yeah, and a safety car to go on top of that, because really, I mean, a lot of people are spread out right now, so the only way that someone's going to win without penalties, at least in the top 5, is if there's a safety car.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of a 4 to 5 horse race. Obviously, maybe even 3 as we have a pass for the lead. Go Boom going back to the lead on Gary.
Yeah, it's been pretty much a DRS swap between the top 2, but baseball is starting to reel in them just a little bit. It's gone from about 2.2 to now 1.6, so don't count this Mercedes out as well in this fight.
Marnes another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, baseball has more ERS, and if you can look, Gary has, I can't see based on the wheel, but that's probably about, what, 30% left, maybe 20?
I wouldn't be surprised if baseball gets in the DRS this lap. He's gained quite a bit. The gap's only down to 1.4, and it's going down pretty rapidly too.
Tap ins another 3 seconds. Movement, color, Captain, Dead Dad, Small. All the drivers in the top 8 or lower that don't have a penalty as of right now. Yeah, baseball 1.3 back. Those mediums are starting to kind of come in for him.
Yeah,
but
it is pretty far into the tire run because it is 7 laps, but he is closed in that gap by quite a bit this lap.
Oh, number 7 pitting, Mike G pitting, a few soft guys. Wouldn't be surprised if you see Color and the Ferrari as well come in as we have another pass for the lead. Yep. Color, Mike G, Bobby Love all pitting. They should be pitting onto the hards, maybe mediums, both mediums.
So they are most likely doing a 2-stop from here.
Oh, Color.
Oh, that's not what you want.
Yep, speeding in the pit lane. If he pit.
Oh, check this out though. Baseball Kid is right on the back. Oh, what happened to Go Boom?
I did not see that. I was on board with the guys pitting. Looks like he probably just got loose and then maybe let him go.
This changes everything because not only Go Boom is pretty much out of the DRS as well. But Baseball Kid has a lot more ERS than Garrison. Not only that, Garrison has that penalty that's going to affect him late in the race as well.
Yeah, but if you want to look at the bright side for Gary, he's on the harder compound now, which means he will be on the softer compound later in the race. And when it's time to crown a winner, you want to be on the attack, and I think Gary will have that opportunity. But coming to lap 10, essentially a third of this race gone. Everyone's still in the race. Pretty impressive with this group. Gary P1, 3-second time penalty, obviously. Baseball P2, Go Boom B3, and then Freedom not that far behind in P4.
Yeah, and Logan Ames actually catching the Mercedes of Freedom here, and the Red Bull of Go Boom. So maybe we could see Logan Ames get on the charge here in the middle of the race.
Yeah, I did see Heredia join the race, so he's seeing the same thing that we are. So he's definitely giving just a little bit of tips here where he should be sifting, where he should be getting on the gas, big improvements. And Logan kind of showing this because Logan's been quick, but he's kind of just been MIA, kind of out, barely out inside the top 10, not really fighting for podiums or race wins. So good run for Logan and the Aston Martin so far.
Yeah, definitely. And these two are starting to get in a little bit of their own. Really, third through fifth is in this tight little bubble here. So this could be just a DRS swap between them as well. As Go Boom is actually going to the pits. This is surprising.
Really early for a set of hards. Color 3 seconds. Freedom another 3 seconds. That's a 9 for Freedom.
So the Red Bull in the pit lane, see what it goes on here, and it's a fresh set of medium tires. So
that is a long way to go on those.
Oh, he's changing the front wing actually.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what happened to him. Maybe him and Baseball had a little contact. If I was Go Boom, I probably would have wrote that out a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Maybe to at least lap 12, but 19 laps on a set of mediums is going to be a really tough task.
He's going to come out in traffic right here. The Ferrari, actually no, just ahead of the Ferrari, but in clean air for now. There's a little bit of a duo right ahead of him.
Yep, Mike G in color.
Those have just pitted, so it'll be interesting to see how Go Boom can make his way back to the field. Oh, there's a section
round
yellow.
Looks like it's a Williams. It's a bright colored car.
Maybe the Alpine?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know who that was. It was a bright colored car. It's near the Ferrari. Like the front Ferrari. I think it was Marnes.
Well, Marnes doesn't have any falling damage.
Oh, yep. Someone went around again. Who is that? That is Sharp. That was Sharp. Sorry.
Oh, and he's retired. He must have manually retired. Yes, he has.
Yeah.
He has manually retired from the race.
But that AI is still on the track.
Should be out of the way though, no problem. It's going to be way off the track here. Not going to be a safety car over VSC of any kind, thankfully. So we will go back to that. Oh, small NASCAR has gone off the track in Sector 1.
Obviously Sharp doesn't know. Obviously Sharp doesn't know, but not allowed to retire manually on track. You have to do it from the pit lane, but obviously he doesn't know that. So good thing no safety car or VSC came out because of that. So no harm, no foul for him. But
safety car or anything like that usually doesn't come out anyways, so it shouldn't really be a problem. I mean, at this track anyways, because the marshal post is so far off the track.
Yeah.
But an interesting running order through the midfield. You got Team Air Jordan and P5. Of course, people have pitted so far, but Team Air
Gary,
Jordan, another 3-second penalty. This is actually surprising from Gary because he really he's been, you know, the past couple races, he's been one of the drivers that have gotten no penalties at all. So this is kind of shocking from the championship leader.
Logan Aim up to P3.
And, I mean, they do still have to pit, but think of this, though. I mean, Gary has 6 seconds penalties, and Logan's only 5 seconds back from him, so he can drop down to P3 here instead of the race win.
Yeah, closest battle right now. Old number 7, Mike G. And then obviously Freedom and Logan that we were just on now. But Baseball Kid pitting now for a set of hard tires. Remember, 2 separate pit entries. Baseball Kid does not speed. There's a car around. I believe that is Marner. That is.
It is.
Movement pit, Captain Dead Dad pit, KU pit for another set of mediums. Baseball Kid coming out. Goal. He will be behind Marner, but if he can be in front of that threesome of 7th, 8th, and 9th, he will.
He'll get ahead of it easily. No problem at all.
Let's see what Go Boom does here on board with the Red Bull. Kind of quicker 2-lap pressure tires, and I think just the overall quicker driver. Where do you overtake?
He's got to be patient with this, unfortunately.
This is not...
not really an overtaking place. He has
Maybe
to be
here.
smart here.
Good opportunity here.
He's too far back.
Oh, we thought about it. Maybe getting a straighter exit here.
No, he's too far back, unfortunately. Just doesn't have the traction right now. And overall here. Maybe
right here.
This
there
is
you
tight.
go. Someone's going to have to give. Mike G, Go Boom, side by side. Mike G backed out of it. Ooh.
That was close.
Now, when you get by Color, or I'm sorry, not Color, Bobby Love.
You gotta wait for the DRS straight.
This is all flat out.
You gotta wait for the DRS straight because you don't want to go by him and then give him the opportunity to pass you back with the DRS.
Maybe because, in the final corner around the
old number has so much ERS right now.
Around the outside, go get the DRS. So. Really smart for Go Boom. I think Bobby Love let him go as well. Team Air Jordan in the pits. He's going to pit onto the set of hard tires. Good so clean overtaking for the Go Boom and the Red Bull.
It was very tight, but it was clean. So it looks like Garrison is committed on that hard to soft strategy because if it was hard to medium, then he would have reacted immediately to Baseball Kid going into the pit lane.
Yeah, so right now, so we cross halfway. Logan Ames going to pit. Does Freedom follow? Freedom stays out one more lap. KU fastest lap. Does Logan Ames speed here really easy in the pit lane?
Going onto the medium set most likely.
Small NASCAR pitting as well. Remember, this is a really tricky pit road because you have that first little hairpin-like turn and then the actual braking point for the pit lane line.
Yeah, for sure. And Go Boom is already back up to P4. only 4 seconds behind Baseball Kids, so it'll be interesting to see if Go Boom decides to um, stretch these mediums to the end. Martin's race going from bad to worse. Another penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Gary in. Freedom should be following.
Ooh.
Freedom is in. Does Gary speed?
No, he's going very cautiously into the pit lane.
That's time, though. Being lost
Yeah.
is Freedom speed. Oh, Freedom might speed. Oh, wow.
So it looks like the medium tire is going on the AlphaTauri, which is pretty interesting. I thought he was going to be committed to the hards to soft strategy. As Baseball is going to go by both of them by a pretty significant margin too, because Garrison's still not out of the pit lane.
He's going to be behind Go Boom.
Going to be ahead of him too.
Freedom's going to be close. Get on board with the Mercedes driver. He's going to have to overtake 1, 2, 3 drivers on those mediums. But with, I believe he has a 9-second. We're going to get on board and look at the penalties. Freedom does have a 9-second penalty, so have to overtake them on track, but at the end of the day, these 9 seconds might mean the difference.
Even though most of the people have penalties, someone I'm pretty impressed with is Mike G, up in P5 right now.
Yeah, Logan Aim just passed Mike G as he get a little contact. Freedom side by side as well. Mike G's going to let him go. Marnes with another 3 seconds. Marnes might get disqualified. We're going to have to look how many penalties he has.
Oh, yeah, one more penalty is done.
And it will be DQ'd. Never happened before, but Qatar is a really difficult track, especially for a guy new to this game. Marner did get the game yesterday, so.
Yeah.
Look at this fight right here. Logan, Bobby Love, Freedom, all in the DRS zone. They're all in this DRS straight opportunity for Logan. And Freedom to get a double overtake, but where does he go? He has to lift, though. He should
have gone to the right.
He does. He should get... Freedom is a little bit laggy. Contact! He runs him off the track.
That might be a penalty for Freedom.
Yeah, a bit clumsy from Freedom. Kind of just had the bottom to himself and still missed the breaking point.
I'm not sure if the AlphaTauri of old number realizes that he can use his ERS, because I don't think he's touched it the entire race. But it looks like he might actually have some damage, because he's going off the track a little bit. It doesn't appear to be any major front wing damage, but just enough to unsettle the car through this middle sector.
Gary did get by Go Boom. 3 lap first for tires, but the big benefactor has those extra 6 seconds that will put him behind Go Boom, and then potentially even Logan Aim as Freedom passes Logan Aim for P4.
I don't think Garrison will drop down that much, because it's already almost like a 4-second gap from Go Boom, or from Garrison to Logan Aim, because both of them don't have any ERS, and they've pretty much been DRS swapping the entire time. But as long as Logan can stay here right behind Freedom, he can easily just get this
another
position as he gets another penalty. Martin's with 32 seconds of penalties, so one more penalty and he's most likely done for, unfortunately.
But it just
But
shows.
honestly, sorry to cut you off there, but honestly, bit of a surprise here. No, I mean, other than Sharp manually retiring, we really haven't had any actual DNFs this race, so it's honestly kind of surprising.
Yeah, and I was gonna point that out. It just shows like the obviously just a little bit clumsiness for some of these like warnings that these drivers will get, and that'll show tomorrow as well in the D1 race. But as Team Air Jordan gets a 3 second himself, just shows the how these drivers have to get better. And the name of the game, and I told Freedom this last week after Great Britain, the name of the game is mistakes, and it's just who can limit the amount of mistakes. And there it is, Marner disqualified
Yep,
for
unfortunately.
35 seconds of penalties. Trying though, first race for him, that shouldn't cause any sort of
Nah,
safety
it's not. He's way
car.
off the track anyways, anyway. Usually when you get DSQ'd, the game will take over for you and park the car, near the nearest marshal post. So that's over and done with. And Alpine, with a disaster of race, unfortunately, one with the manual retirement and the other with a DSQ.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Furch or Ray Ray, so they have to settle for two reserves, and the two reserves for two drivers that have never played F1 before in a league race setting or in a Lyle. So, but that is also why, if you're an owner, Furch is an owner, you reserve your own, or you find reserves for your team. So this won't.
Uh-oh. I
Why?
am looking at something here. Garrison might not be okay on fuel. The fuel light is yellow, and it's not easy to save fuel here at Qatar.
One thing I did point out to my both Freedom and Baseball Kid is Logan Aim and Freedom are still battling for fourth and fifth. I told Freedom to fuel up the car. Everyone's getting a penalty. Dead Dad, Pins. I told Freedom to in baseball to load up the car to 3 laps because in the practice races I've done, and this is going to be key for tomorrow, for people that haven't done practice, you're going to have to fuel up the car a lot. Obviously, it could lower or go up if there's a safety car VSC, but
This could be trouble here for Garrison if there's no safety car, because he might not be okay on fuel. Because as long as obviously we don't know by how much it's yellow by, but honestly, as long as it stays green, this could be very big trouble for Garrison, because the guys behind him don't have any penalties, and if he runs out of fuel, that's not good.
that means, I think Gary or Go Boom and Logan, as Logan's looking for a move on the Red Bull, this would be essentially be P2 right now. And Logan, a guy needing points, Mike G's going to pit again. Logan's going to move up to P2.
Oh, that's
Contact!
close!
Oh, Go Boom's
That's
off
a
the
Red
track!
Bull off.
Disaster for Go Boom. I don't know what happened there. I think he tried to send it around the outside. Maybe he has a little wing damage. Mike G's going to put onto the softs. Oh, number 7 going to put onto the softs as well. Gary,
The thing I found odd about that is the Red Bull just went straight after the contact. So I'm not sure what exactly happened there.
looks like Freedom's kind of lagging for me. I don't know if that's just for me or anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it seems okay from my point of view.
But Logan and Freedom probably going to be tired of each other after this race with how close they've been.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what's happened here? I think Garrison is only 3 seconds back from baseball, but I don't think it'll be enough to get this race victory done, unless baseball does get a penalty himself, which I don't really see happening
Small
because
with a penalty.
he's really had a perfect race. That was close between Freedom and Logan Aim.
Still side by side. Logan down the inside. Yeah, if you're Logan, and I know Heredia is probably telling him this as well. Oh, his Freedom is lagging. He did skip ahead. Freedom is lagging really badly. We've never really had a situation where people are lagging.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I mean, Logan just needs to, run consistent lap times, which,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's doing. But, I mean, I don't think Logan's going to get 12 seconds in the last 7 laps of the race. So, he just needs to stay within Freedom pretty much, and he has third place locked up. And actually, might even get second place, because Freedom's only 5.6 back from Garrison, and if Logan can get within that 6 second gap, we can see Logan get P2 here.
Oh, Logan. Well, that was a cut. That could have been 2 right there, but kind of survived that. Logan trying to use his ERs to get back into the DRS zone. He will not.
Yeah, and that was his first warning there.
Say hello to Jackson. He did reply in the YouTube chat. Gary lost a lot of time. Gary might be out of fuel. Gary is out of fuel.
He's having to save a lot. I can tell. He dropped back a lot. Yeah, he's letting them by.
Big for the points.
That's really big, because he's not going to gain that many points on spin and win.
Well, Logan passed him, and he was I believe Logan was P3, only 19 behind. So
there's actually quite a bit of fuel. There's actually quite a bit of people with low fuel. You got Garrison with low fuel, Small NASCAR with low fuel, Air Jordan with low fuel, Go Boom with low fuel. The first person without low fuel after that is Mike G in P8. So this would be interesting to see if any of these guys run out of fuel, because in order to save fuel, you're going to have to lift a lot.
Yeah, and that's nothing we've done. That's not a setting we've added in. That's just the game with the high fuel on this game, and it's way harder to save fuel on a controller compared to a wheel.
Well, it really all comes down to the track, because, like you said, Qatar is a really high-speed track, and you're not really, there's really only one braking zone that is the heavy braking zone. Other than that, it's almost flat out, like you said, 90% of the time. So it's going to be very hard to see what happens here.
Yeah, but baseball leads. Oh, baseball's still pushing. He almost spun out as soon as I got on board with him. Yeah. Go Boom sets the fastest lap on a set of softs. Go Boom could honestly finish P3. Obviously,
it depends the situation with this field, though.
Yeah, Mercedes won 2, but Freedom still has the 12 seconds. But I don't know where it would be.
This is interesting. Garrison has backed off a lot.
He might not even finish in the points with how slow he's going.
He's going probably at least 40% on throttle for the most part in this lap. So you got Go Boom with behind him without any penalties, and guys like Air Jordan who don't really have to save at all, with either the same amount of penalties or less, who is still saving a lot.
Yeah, now we're going to transition from the tires to the penalty situation. Team Merger in another penalty. Gary's out! He's letting them go. This is big.
He's down to P6. He's only, right now, he's only at 8 points, so this is the best case scenario for Spin and Win, because he's not in this race. And Mike G is right behind Garrison, not that far back, and Mike G can go full pace, so he's most likely going to lose another spot to Mike G here in the Williams.
So who's good on fuel? Pins with another
So
3-second time penalty.
the first person behind Garrison who is good on fuel as of now is Mike G, and old number 7 as well.
Oh, number 7, P10.
Movement, Air Jordan, um, as well as small NASCAR and Go Boom are pretty low on fuel. So this will be interesting to see what happens here. There goes Mike G by the AlphaTauri, down in 7th, so that's only 6 points now for the championship leader.
And as much as this is helping Spin and Win, this is helping Logan aim as well. We're going to get on board with the
he's
Aston
only 19
Martin.
points back,
Yeah.
and he's going to be like
Gary P. 8.
Garrison, yeah,
Gary
if
P.
Gary,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Thought he fell to P9.
if Gary doesn't score any points, it's going to be within 5 points for the championship lead, which is going to change things really dramatically here. Because old number 7 and Movement are not that far back. They're only about 8 seconds back from him.
Gary's 5 seconds behind on number 7, and he's losing a lot of time. He just gained about 2 seconds on that front straightaway. So Gary, and then 5 or 4 seconds behind old number 7 is Movement, and Movement doesn't have any penalties. So if Gary keeps losing, he might get 1 point. I think he will stay in front of KU. Just because he's 15 seconds back, plus the 12 seconds. Gary's P9 now. But
yeah, it's not looking good for Gary right now.
Yeah, look at how slow he's going.
Logan's gonna finish P2 here. Honestly,
what's Logan Amesfield's situation looking like?
He's good.
Golden 3 seconds.
So this is interesting here, because Logan Ames is gonna get 18 points here. I'm not sure who has the fastest lap, but I don't think it's Logan. But it's going to be 18 points here, and if Garrison doesn't score any points at all, the championship lead is going to go down to 1 point between him and Logan. And, you know, Spinawin's only 4 points back, so this is the best scenario for Spinawin right now, since he's not in this race. And Movement is only 3 seconds back from Garrison.
Yeah, I think Garrison gets P10. He might get P9. Small, and Small's lifting a lot as well. 2 laps of racing to go. Coming to our final
lot of people
lap.
lifting.
Go Boom really slow. He's on the set of softs. He's slow. Oh, number 7's going to get by him. Small NASCAR's also behind him as well. Yeah, Go Boom might be out. I think Gary's in low fuel mode.
Oh yeah, Movement's right behind him. And honestly, he's got to be careful because KU is good on fuel, and he's only 5 seconds back from Movement, so Gary might not score any points. Because this is the last lap of the race, but the moment that it hits low fuel mode, you're gonna be out, and he might not even make it to the line. Gary has to be extremely careful here.
We are on the last lap. Obviously, Darludo didn't start the race, unfortunately for him. Just didn't get connected in time. Kind of gave way for a baseball soon-to-be win if he can just keep it on the track and not get 12 seconds of penalties.
Oh, Movement is out, I think.
Movement's out of fuel. Here comes KU.
KU's gonna get points here for Alfa Romeo, and yeah, he has to be at least 10 or
no, wait, Movement's back going.
Gary,
Gary's not gonna get points. Pence with another 3 seconds.
KU has to be at least 6 seconds ahead of KU though.
We are gonna get on board with baseball though and tune back to that action. Baseball Kid made the move to D2 from D1, struggled in D1 throughout the first half of the season, moves to D2, and in his first race, he's going to come across the line to win here at Qatar. Freedom's going to come home P2, but He will bounce back to P3. Logan Abe's going to come in P2. But now we look to Gary, Movement, and KU. Gary P11. I don't think he's going to get points, which means Logan Abe's going to be 1 point behind him entering the
Yeah,
next race.
that's the case. Yeah, it's only going to be 1 point, and really only 5 points separating um, the top three in the championship.
Big,
Oh, that's close.
big game for Logan Abe there. Throws him back into this title fight, but you can see how quickly things can change from one driver
He,
getting a penalty and
Garrison
running out of
might be
fuel.
lucky here because it's only 4.5 to KU in the Alfa Romeo, so he has to not lose a second and a half here, which he might be lucky here. But I don't think it's gonna matter though.
I think
Oh, that's a snap.
KU
Pretty
finishes
close.
ahead. Gary P9, where does Movement finish? Movement P9, Gary, 1 point.
So it's gonna be 2 points for the championship lead to Gary. Wow.
The podium has been invited. So we're joined by our race winner. Still waiting on the other two. Let me get the final results for Riley. I guess since Logan and Freedom aren't here, baseball, make sure your voice is shared.
Honestly, a dramatic a dramatic ending with the championship leader nearly running out of fuel there. So really, honestly, an unexpected ending to the race because there's so many people with fuel issues during that.
Yeah, 1 and 2 are in, so I think we'll just go 1, 2, 3 instead of 2, then 3 joins, and then 1. So we will start off with our race winner. Baseball, is your mic shared in the YouTube stream?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I would say that was a dominant performance with everything that happened with all the penalties, but then Darluto leaving. So, what was it like in your first race in Division Two?
Well, for me, it was just a calm race. I was just trying to stay with the top 3 or 4, whatever it was. I think I was running fourth or third or fourth though, pretty much whole race. And then I decided to pit a little bit earlier than the leader, and then it brought me back out to like 7 seconds, and I saw him run out of fuel, and then I knew I had it from there.
Yeah, I think this is a good run for you. Obviously, with the move down to D2, just get a little bit more track time, more experience at the front of the field. But Porchy, anything for our race winner?
Yeah, obviously, you were battling Gary early in the race. Had that not transpire with the penalties and him having to save fuel, what was your strategy, racing him and making sure you'd undercut him with the strategy and things like that?
Uh, I didn't really hear what you said. I wasn't really paying attention, but um, my whole strat was to pit as early as I could when the pit window was open, and then hopefully it would bring me back out to a big lead. But I didn't really hear what you said.
Yep, all good. No worries. Joker, I'll pass it back on to you.
Yeah, good run for you, baseball. Now that you're in D2, if we could just look ahead for the schedule. Coda, Spa, Brazil, Abu Dhabi. Which one of those tracks are you looking at to potentially get another win?
Um, probably Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Coda's a really hard track on track limit, so I don't think I really have a chance there. But I think all the other ones I can really do some damage at.
Okay, well, obviously this has been a pretty long day for D2, so we won't hold you any longer, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
We will move to Logan Aim in P2. Logan, just a mistake-free race. Obviously, didn't have enough pace to get the win, but bigger picture, you are back into the title fight. So just talk us through uh, your mindset now that you're back into this championship fight.
uh, Not really sure, but like, I'm not sure if Spinowin's gonna race from now on. I think he will. Unfortunate for Gary to not overfuel the car. I just had a mistake-free race, really. No, I got like one warning. I got loose. That's really it. I had an incident with Boom. I'm not sure if I hit him on his end. Kind of screwed him too. I had good battles with Freedom that race. Wish I could have got a better start. Yeah.
Sorry, Mike was muted. Porchi, do you have anything for Logan Aim?
Yeah. Obviously, you spent most of your race battling Freedom. What were your thoughts during that battle, and were you just trying to stay with him for the most part in order to secure that podium?
I was really sticking with him to see if I was faster or not. I was faster than him in the first part, but he got faster at the end. Uh, he just made more mistakes than me because he got like a lot of warnings and time penalties. Like I said, I only got one that race, so I thought I was gonna get a lot more warnings, but I didn't.
All right, and after this race, the championship lead will, most likely be within 5 points. So within these last few races remaining, what kind of mindset are you going to have heading into these last few races for the championship?
I'll just try and get like a podiums, wins, a win at least, and just get more good points.
Yeah,
More
definitely.
consistent. Not sure if I
Sure.
can win the next 3 tracks, but I'm pretty good at Abu Dhabi.
Okay, well, we won't hold you any longer. You are free to leave if you would like.
All right.
Porchi, okay, well, that was a pretty long race. I believe this was the longest stream of F1 we've had in a long time. Final thoughts before we wrap things up?
Honestly, it really turned into a chaotic race with the fuel saving in these last, 5 or so laps because, in the middle of the race, everything, seemed to calm down until we realized, oh, hey, most of the grid is not okay on fuel. So we really saw a lot of people swapping positions. And really, the biggest thing is, Gary went from being on the podium to barely scoring any points at all. So that really takes a really whole different turn into this championship fight because it seemed, I mean, before then it really seemed like Gary was going to run away with this championship, getting that podium, but then it all went, downhill with him, having to save all that fuel because of that, instead of, Spinowin being involved in the title contention, it's now, 3 of them in that title fight.
Yeah, be interesting. 4 races left. Coda, Spa, Brazil, Abu Dhabi, 4 interesting tracks, a lot of overtaking possibilities at all 4, so I guess we'll just see what happens. But we will wrap things up. Congrats to Baseball Kid getting his first win in F1. My name is always Joker. Thank Porchi for joining the booth, and thank you for all 16 to 17 drivers who stayed throughout the whole reset, the double reset, the triple reset. So, mistakes happen, and we'll try and clean them up for next week. But D1 heads to this same racetrack tomorrow. Might see the same strategy unfold again, with the fuel, with the track position, with the ERS, and with the penalties as well. So we'll see how that unfolds with Heredia and myself and Clay the Monkey in a championship fight. And we'll see how that goes. But my name is always Joker, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for Division 1.